Hello dear kids, welcome back to the social science class, and today we are going to learn a new chapter, that is the Indian government. So it is related to the civics. As we all know, India is a very large country and it is divided into states and union territories. How many states are there in India? Yes, exactly, 28 or 29. Yes, 28. And how many union territories? It is not 7, it is 9. And there are 3 levels of government in Indian. That is central or union. So there are 3 levels of government in India: central or union government, then next is state government, and the last one local government. So in this chapter we will learn about the union and state government and about the role of judiciary of India. So let us have a look into the mind map. The Indian government. First we will learn about union government. So under union government it is Lok Sabha, then Rajya Sabha, and the role of president and prime minister. Then we will learn about state government and judiciary. The government at the center is called the union government and the state is called the state government. So it is the central government is known as what? Union government, and the government in the state is known as state government. And the union government makes laws for the whole country and deals with issues of national importance. Okay. And what about the state government? Yes, the state government make laws for the respective states. For Kerala, there is a government in Kerala. For Karnataka, there is another one. Tamil Nadu, like that, so on and so forth. And at both the levels, the government work together to make laws and implement them. What do you mean by implement? Implement means put a law into effect. Okay. And as we all know, India is a democracy. What is democracy? Yes, democracy means a government in which the citizens of a country voted and elect their political leaders. That is what democracy. So this means that the government is of the people, for the people and by the people. So democracy means of the people, for the people and by the people. The citizens of India have the freedom to elect their representatives who from governments at central and state levels, okay, through elections. After every 5 years, elections are held in the country to elect representative for the central government and the state governments. And these representatives belong to the political parties contesting the elections. Okay, these representative belong to the political parties. Okay, and the Election Commission of India, remember, the Election Commission of India holds elections in the country. Okay, it is responsible for planning every state of an election. It decides the date on which elections are to be held, holds the elections, decides the rules to be followed during elections, and announces the results of a particular election. And the Election Commission of India ensures that free and fair elections are held in the country. It is the responsibility of Election Commission, and it is headed by the Chief Election Commissioner. As I said earlier, in this chapter we are going to discuss about the union government, state government and judiciary, right? So this is what the Indian government. So let us see the first one, union government. India has a parliamentary form of government. So, this form of government has two houses. Okay, that means our parliament has two houses, or the parliament of India consists of two houses, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Remember, two houses of the parliament, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So, let us see the first, Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha is also known as the lower house of the parliament. Okay, so which is the lower house? Lok Sabha. So, Lok Sabha is known as the lower house of the parliament. The Lok Sabha is composed of elected representatives of people, that we are electing them. The maximum strength of the house at present is 552 members. Remember, the total number of Lok Sabha members is 552. 552. Out of this, 2 members are nominated, or nominated means select or choose. So, is selected by the president. Okay, so 550 we are electing them, and 2 members are elected by or nominated by the president. And only Indian citizens, not of any other countries, only the Indian citizens of 25 years of age, 25 years of age and above can become the member of the Lok Sabha. Okay, age limit is 25 years. These members are elected directly by the people of India. Yes, the term of Lok Sabha members is 5 years. Okay, Lok Sabha members term, we are electing them for 5 years. And the members of the Lok Sabha elect a speaker, okay, who conducts the proceedings of the house. So, who proceeds the Lok Sabha meetings? Yes, it is speaker. And people of 18 years of age and above cast their vote for the candidate of their choice. Yes, universal adult franchise. That means an Indian citizen who is above 18 years of age can vote. Okay, so this is the right. And the political party that wins the maximum number of seats is invited by the President of India to form the government at the center. Okay, so the political party that wins the maximum number of seats is invited by the President of India for what? To form the government at the center. And the leader of that majority party becomes the Prime Minister. Yes, got it? Good. Now we are moving to the next house, that is Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha is known as lower house. Then what is the opposite? Lower, upper. So Rajya Sabha is known as what? Upper house of the parliament. Good. So its members are not directly elected by the people of India. We are not electing the Rajya Sabha members. Okay. It can have a maximum of 250 members. 250, remember the number, 250 members, out of which 12 members are nominated by the president for their contribution in the field of literature, science, sports, arts and social service. Okay. And the remaining 238 members are elected by the members of state legislative assemblies. Remember, the Rajya Sabha members are elected by the state legislative assemblies. How many members? 238. The remaining 12 members are elected by the president. Okay. And the term of the Rajya Sabha members is 6 years. Lok Sabha it is 5 years, but here Rajya Sabha it is 6 years. And the president is elected by members from both the houses of the parliament and the state assemblies. Who is electing the president? Both houses and state assemblies. She or he is the head of the country and the commander of the armed forces. And she or he is elected for a period of 5 years. Okay. And the president is the nominal head of the country. President is known as the nominal head of the country. And this means that the real power lies with the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers or the Cabinet of Ministers. And here let us have a look into the summary of the two houses of our parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So we have learned that in Lok Sabha it is also known as the lower house of the parliament, and total number of 552 members, and 2 members are nominated by the president, and the minimum age is 25 years and he should be the citizen of India too, and the term of Lok Sabha member is 5 years, and the speaker proceeds Lok Sabha. And what about Rajya Sabha? Rajya Sabha is known as the upper house of the parliament, and total 250 members, and 12 members are nominated by the president in the field of science, arts, sports, etc. And the term of Rajya Sabha members is 6 years. Here it is 5 years. Is it clear now? So please learn this summary. Now let us learn about the functions of a Prime Minister. Who is the Prime Minister of India? Yes, Narendra Modi. After the elections to the Lok Sabha, the party which gets the maximum number of votes or the majority party forms the government, and the members of the winning party elect their leader. This person is appointed the Prime Minister by the President. So who is appointing the Prime Minister? The President is appointing the Prime Minister. He is the leader of the winning party, and she or he has a cabinet of ministers who carry out the task of running the government at the center. Okay, is it clear now? Good. Now we are moving to the next, that is state government, the second area. Each state has a lower house called the Legislative Assembly or Vidhan Sabha. Remember, the lower house of the state is known as Legislative Assembly or Vidhan Sabha. Some states have an upper house called the Legislative Council or Vidhan Parishad. Okay. And the members of the state legislative assemblies are elected by the people of the state, and each elected member is known as the member of legislative assembly, MLA. So expand the term MLA. MLA, that means the member of legislative assembly, and the elected MLAs form the government at the states. And the state government is headed by the leader of the majority party, and he is appointed the chief minister by the governor of the state. So the governor is appointing the chief minister. Clear? Okay. Then the chief minister and his council of ministers make laws for the state, and the governor is the head of the state. Governor is the head of the state and is appointed by the President of India. Okay. And the states are divided into smaller areas called constituencies. Okay. The states are divided into smaller areas. That areas are called constituencies. Each constituency is represented in the legislative assembly by its elected members. Clear now? And we are moving to the last point, that is judiciary. The judiciary ensures justice for all Indian citizens. The people who break the laws are punished by the court, definitely. And the judiciary helps to solve disputes, conflicts or the problems between the states, state governments and organizations. And in India, we have an independent judiciary. Independent judiciary. That means This means that the decision of the court cannot be influenced by the president, prime minister or any political party. Okay. And the Supreme Court is the highest court of justice in India. Remember, Supreme Court is the highest court of justice in India, and it is located in, yes, New Delhi, and it is headed by the Chief Justice of India, who is appointed by the president. Okay. And at the state level there are high courts. Okay. And there are also smaller courts such as session court and district courts. Okay. So the Supreme Court of India, that is the highest court of India. It is in Delhi, and it is headed by the Chief Justice of India. And in the state level we have high courts, and there are also smaller courts such as session courts and district courts. Okay. So this is what we have learned from this chapter. Please read it as much as time you can and learn it well. All the best. Take care. Bye bye.